Well, let's discuss what could happen next. Alex Jay is head of insolvency at the law firm Stewart's. Alex, morning to you. Now, according to Sanjeev Gupta, Liberty owes many billions to Greensill Capital. Is it possible to get a handle on precisely how much?
Well, good morning, Ian. The figures that have been bandied around are very high indeed. It's hard at this stage to get a precise figure on how much is owed, but it's clear that it is a very significant amount, and I suspect that is driving some of the behaviour we're seeing.
Now, Mr. Gupta claimed today that the business was capable of helping itself. I mean, how can he conceivably raise capital from this point?
Well, there'll be a number of people who will be looking at whether or not they would want to lend to an ongoing business. In any business that's facing, in this case, very, very significant creditor pressure, there will always be parts of it that are viable and can be rescued, and there will be a lot of effort being undertaken to try to rescue those parts of it.
Well, Alex, stick with us because, of course, Liberty Commodities, which is part of Mr. Gupta's GFG alliance empire, is facing a winding up petition from Citi. Here's what he told us on that today. Have a listen to this.
If necessary, we will fight this out through litigation. But at the same time, we are in positive discussions with the lenders and their representatives. It makes no sense for any lender to basically destroy value or destroy jobs in the situation. So it's in their interest to work with us, and I'm very hopeful that we will achieve consensual work. But if needed, we will also litigate.
So, Alex, for the uninitiated, just explain what a winding up petition entails.
No, sure. A winding up petition is a very aggressive legal measure that creditors who are owed money can apply to a company that owes them that money. And it is an aggressive step. It can lead to the end of a business. It can lead ultimately to a company being put into liquidation and then being dissolved. And as I say, it really is a very aggressive step. It comes with it some very draconian legal consequences when a winding up petition has been filed. For example, it can restrict the way a company deals with its assets, and it can have an impact on the way the company carries on trading. So it needs to be dealt with very, very seriously and very quickly.
So what did you make of what Mr. Gupta said there? He's going to fight this. I mean, I guess he has no choice.
Well, it was interesting that he says it will be resolved through litigation if he can't resolve matters with the creditors. At the moment, I understand Citi are the creditors who filed the petition. So we'll see how that plays out in court. This could well drag on for some time. As I've said, it's an aggressive step for a winding up petition to be filed, and if a resolution can't be found, then Liberty Commodities, which is the company that has been served with the petitions, may have to look at other means of addressing matters. Whether that's by administration, I don't know, but they will have to find a way to deal with it.
Well, GFG Alliance is obviously a very complex beast, Alex. I mean, in terms of this particular winding up order towards Liberty Commodities, I mean, could this bring down the whole edifice if Citi is successful?
It's hard for me to know that. I don't know all of the details about the structure of the group, but it is fair to say that if any company which has a number of group entities, if one of the major entities faces a winding up petition, you can see how it could have ripple effects in the wider group.
Well, Alex, as you say, winding up orders are a very serious step. Let's hear something else that Sanjeev Gupta told us earlier. Have a listen to this.
I will not give up on you. You are my family. I will not give up on you. Under my watch, none of my steel plants will close, I promise.
Can he really say that no steel plants will close? I mean, that seems like a pretty extravagant promise.
Well, I don't know. It's certainly, there will be an awful lot of time and effort being put into making sure that steel plants and all the workers that entails do not have those plants closed. I'm sure the government will be looking at this as well. But this is, as I say, a very significant step that's been taken by Citi. It will up the pressure on the Liberty businesses, it seems to me. And if there is going to be a fight in courts, then this will play out over the coming weeks and even months or even longer.
Alex, the Financial Times revealed recently that just as Liberty was taking some COVID loans from the government, Mr Gupta was buying a £42 million mansion in Belgravia. On that basis, is there really any justification for taxpayers giving him any more money?
Well, it's very hard for me to comment on the specifics of that. What I could say, I suppose, is the fallout from Greensill and now the effects on Liberty that we're seeing is likely to come under scrutiny over the coming months. And if there has been, if there are issues that need to be investigated around use of taxpayer support or other issues, then those will need to be looked at. And it's quite right they should. But it's very hard for me to say much more than that at the moment, Ian.
All right, yes, it was a bit of a tough question, that one, Alex. Anyway, we'll leave it hanging in the air. Good to talk to you this morning. Thank you.